All right. Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a real big honor for me that I am down here with you all, and thank you, Mike, for this wonderful opportunity for me to be here with you all. It's definitely a great opportunity, not only for me but as well as for the people down here to know more about epigenetic, because it's it looks new down here, but in reality it is not new. So epigenetic has been there in the market for almost 20 years. It's quite long. Only thing is, in Asian countries it's slightly slow, but I think I have been quite lucky enough that in 2015 I came across this, and then I started practicing it. And then the good news is everything started falling in place, and then there were a lot of new things that I myself couldn't believe my eyes that it is happening. But that's the truth. Is through epigenetics there are a lot of good things we can do, not only for ourselves but in terms of our health. There are a lot of good things we can do. So saying that, it's a beautiful journey. We all need to walk this journey, and that's why today I am here with you all. So sharing this information, where I think every bit of it, you need to have a pencil and paper where you write down the points which I'm going to let you know. And of course, we may have a little bit of discussion at the end of our this particular Zoom meeting. All right. Now, basically, my education is I'm a medical doctor. So that's the first thing which gives me an advantage that I can speak before you all. And my journey is not just 1 2 years, it's 35 years as a medical doctor. And to start off with, of course, I started as an ENT surgeon, because the moment I finished my MBBS, I went into ENT post-graduation. I learned, and I was an ENT surgeon for 15 years. And then later on in 2006, I changed over to uh, basically wellness or preventive healthcare. That's where I went in for training in stem cell therapies, then energy medicine. So I was practicing until 2015, when I came across the real epigenetic factors and the real epigenetic testing. All this came in 2015. So from there is nothing to turn back and see for me, because the journey has been very beautiful. The same thing will go with you all, that you're all in the beautiful platform where the products are related with epigenetics. So something beautiful, something wonderful, something dynamic for every one of us to be on this platform, that we can move forward with good health. See, ultimately, we all need to look forward for good health. So saying that, at present, I'm a professor in one of the medical colleges in India, and there's a lot of responsibility in terms of research, in terms of paper presentation. The reason is, there is no particular college or a hospital which has an epigenetic department. So we are starting. We will be the first in India to even start off this particular field of medicine. And other than that, of course, I've been running my own wellness center in India and here. And it's been a great journey for me to heal people, help people to become much more healthier. So saying that, my journey started in 2000, and then as of now, it's been 23 years where I'm talking more of, preventive healthcare, epigenetic wellness. All these put together is almost 23 years. I'm practically into a preventive healthcare industry. Now, what is epigenetics? I think maybe you would have heard of it, but if you have not heard of it, the basic understanding of epi means above. It's above. Above what? Your genetic or your genes. So you all might be knowing what is a DNA. And DNA is the information which is carried on from your parents. All right. Now, that particular DNA, we all know that there are a lot of diseases. We used to tell you that, it's genetically, you're prone for it. Even diabetes was supposed to be genetically related, that your dad and mom are having diabetes, so you're also prone for diabetes. But I can prove to you that it is wrong. The reason is, my parents are diabetic. I was diagnosed to have diabetes probably 20 years ago. Now I don't have. My sugar levels are normal. I reversed it. So ultimately, it's basically the reversal phenomena, which our body is so beautiful. We can work on it, and then we can make our body healthy back. That means we can reverse it back to healthy. So whatever diseases you have, if you can support your body with epigenetic factors, definitely there are chances that your body can heal on itself. But at the end of the day, you need to understand that this beautiful creation of God by for this beautiful human body as such, we have to understand that in the creation itself, we have a facility where it can heal by itself. Now, you and I, we are all sitting in a city where we have hospitals. So for every nook and corner, we have an hospital, and then for anything, you just run to a hospital. You run to a doctor. Now, just imagine if you're a person, orang asli, or maybe if you're a person living in Amazon jungle, what kind of doctors can they go and see? What kind of help they can get from the hospitals? They might have to probably travel around 100 to 200 kilometers before they even looking for a hospital. So now, how is that these human beings live? Now, these human beings are living by blending with nature, where we call it as epigenetic factors. We just blend with that, live with the natural universal law. But in cities, we break the law, and that's the reason we land up in a lot of problems. And then finally, we look for solutions. So now epigenetics is something which are factors which affect your gene expression. That means your DNA, which you'll express. So saying that, if you look at the picture on the left side, you can see your industrialization, your one man is running there. So it's basically your regular exercise, your food habits, your car pollution, the number of trees, your drinking habits, and the additives, what we all lose. This is the input to our system. So what happens is once all those system goes inside, there is someone inside your body which will read it actually. Now, the moment they read it, they will actually instruct your genes to respond to the situation, and then accordingly, it will manifest itself. So basically, your cells will manifest itself according to the response of the system which you are putting in. All right. Now, in epigenetics is what we are going to look at the factors which affect your cellular health. All right. Now, saying that, just watch this video for a few minutes and then we'll get back.
Dr. Prabhu, do they have sound or no sound?
Yeah, it's fully on. It's fully on.
No sound, but we couldn't hear any sound.
It's fully on. I have not shut down anything. My mic is on.
No, you got to put the what they call the sound system. I think there's no sound, Dr. Prabhu.
Okay, it's okay. Let's go with the presentation first, then we can share the video later on.
All right, sure.
Okay. Now, what's happening in epigenetics is you all just imagine yourself, you have a loaded gun. That means the bullets are loaded inside the gun. Now, unless you pull the trigger, the bullet will not be able to come out of the gun. This is what is a reality. So you need to pull the trigger so that it comes out. So same thing goes with your diseases, that there should be a trigger factor for your disease manifestation. So it all boils down to your lifestyle, the food you eat, the environmental pollution, all these play such an important role that it will be the trigger factors which will actually inform, or which will intimate your cellular genetic expression to express in the form of a disturbances. So that is where you call it as a disease. So now when we think that it's a fairly new field, but it has been there in the market. Now, what is that which is very, very important for us to understand is we have come to understand that 95 to 96% of your diseases are because of the epigenetic mutations or epigenetic expressions. So in reality, you can control everything of your disease manifestation through epigenetic correction. You need to correct it. So the moment you correct it, everything starts falling in place. Now, in spite of doing all this, you have done your epigenetic correction, you're very careful in your food habits, and you live in a very clean environment. But at the end of the day, if you finally get a disease, that means there is something more genetically involved in that situation, wherein you can't help yourself. That means you have to go through the disease. But even there, what I would say is, even if you have a disease, if you can support your body with the epigenetic factors, invariably, you can go through the disease very beautifully. Because I've been assisting a lot of cancer patients wherein they are able to, once we correct the epigenetic factors, they are able to undergo your radiotherapy or chemotherapy or whatever solutions, what our regular medical faculty is giving you, they can accept it and then start moving forward. And at the end of the day, what happens is, whether you're following an allopathy doctor for you to assist on in a cancer treatment, or any other alternative methods, if we can do the epigenetic correction, the journey becomes much more easier and smoother. So ultimately what happens, you all have to correct your epigenetic factors before you even want to go and get corrected with whatever disease. Now, even forget about the diseases. You want to be healthy. Many of us will think, doctor, I've done my blood test, everything is normal, I'm healthy. But what I would request is, you get your epigenetic analysis done, then only you will know whether you're really having any disease or not. That too at the cell level. Now let me go further and then I will show you what exactly is happening. So basically what's happening is, we are talking about switching on and switching off the genetic expression. Now, which I think probably in the past few months, you all would have heard of this word. It will switch off the genetic expression, you'll switch on. This is where the three products are coming in, wherein it on and off. Now, there are certain factors which is under your control. There are certain factors which is not under your control. So whatever is not under your control, you cannot do anything. You can only do what you can do for controlling what is within your limits. So when I say that what good you do comes back to you and what bad you do stays back with you. Now, if, for example, you are a smoker and you go on smoking, what happens is, there are a lot of unfavorable effects which at the cellular level, which you may not come across or you may not notice it in the initial stages, but definitely it will affect, because smoking also affects, it's one of the epigenetic factor negatively. Means it definitely, the gene expression will be expressed in the negative form. Now, you know that people would have told you that if you're a smoker, you're more prone for lung cancer. Now, whatever said and done, if you are not a smoker also, we still are exposed to the passive smoking, right? So if you're a passive smoker, even you still are eligible for certain problems. But this is where our turning off and on genes come in. That means you need to support your body with the antioxidants, because we need to prevent the free radical damage. Now, saying that, what are the number of factors? You will be astonished to see that we have 800 epigenetic factors which affects our genetic expression. Out of this, what has been done? Only 200 we have picked it up. And out of that, I can only give you around 120 epigenetic factors. The remaining are all still in the very early stages of research. So in that way, the total 200 also cannot be picked up. It's only 120 factors. We are able to pick it up, and then we can tell you, okay, these are the factors affecting your health, and then you correct it. Saying that, what happens? Let's go back to a little bit of understanding of our human body. Now, you know, we have cells, right? Cells are the smallest form of the whole system, basically. So the cells is the first step of our living being. Now, when the cells all join together, it is formed as a tissue. That means a tissue is nothing but a collection of cells. So in that, we have different organs, like you have heart, you have your liver, you have your muscle, you have your intestine, you have your brain tissue. All these are all different cell varieties. Now, in the cell varieties, they all form a tissue, as I told you. Now, all the tissues joined together form an organ. Now, this is where your brain comes in, your liver comes in, your lungs comes in, your kidney comes in, your heart comes in. Now, all together, when all these are all synchronized and then put it in a body shell, you are a human body. That means your fully whole body system is the fourth stage. So that means we have the cell is the first stage, second tissue is the second stage, organs is the third stage, and human body is the fourth stage. Now, the moment you have some problem, you go and get your blood test done, or an X-ray done, or an MRI done, It's from the third level. That means at the organ level, and you go to the human body level. So third and fourth is the one most of the time you are seen, and then you have been told what to do. It's the way we have been trained also. So it's beautiful. That means we are trained as an allopathy doctor. I'm trained to see you at the organ level. And I've been told, okay, if you have a disease, these are the symptoms you will have. These are the things you need to do a blood test. These are the x-rays you have to done. These are the MRI you have to do and get. And then these are the problems you need to see in the whatever x-ray, MRI, or in the blood test. Now, once I pick up those signals, what I do, then I make a diagnosis. Then I will tell you, okay, you have this problem. And then we have a standard protocol in our disease system wherein we will give you the particular medication for the whatever disease we have diagnosed. Now, this has been the routine for the past so many years. Now that the situation has changed a little bit. Now people are talking about epigenetic factors, people are talking about cell health, people are talking about cell signaling. Now, this is something, and even now, today there was one person calling up and speaking about frequency. Now, frequency is your energy frequency, and every cell is working at a particular frequency. They say you can correct the frequency, and the cell starts functioning normally. Now, there are a lot of new innovations coming in, but at the end of the day, wherever you are, whatever you are, you need to look into the details of that. So today I'm talking about epigenetic factors and the epigenetic products which are available in the company 3. So we just look into it and then move forward. So now what happens is in epigenetics, we are going at the cell level and the tissue level. It's a little deeper. So that means whether you have a disease or not, if you go and see what is a epigenetic factor at the cell level, at the tissue level, we can correct it, then automatically we'll be able to help you to become a little more healthier. So here we are talking about optimization of your health. So optimization is existing, whatever you have, we are optimizing it. If you are unhealthy, you will become more healthy. If you are having a disease, we optimize your health so that your disease gets under control or it can be reversed. So this is what is all the basis of your epigenetic correction. Now, this picture, you will see the basis of our existence begins at the atom level. That means you just look at the energy. So when you are talking about energy, we are talking about atoms, which contains the electrons, protons, and the neutrons. That is the smallest form of, in the form of an energy we are talking. So we are all energy beings on this planet Earth. But when we are looking at solutions, what we normally do is we go at the cell level at the epigenetic factors and we correct it. But if you're looking at, there are a lot of people in our allopathy practices, we will just see at the organ level, we treat the diseases. But you would have heard of a lot of healers who just place your hands, you get healed through the energy. People who will say, I just went and drank this particular energy water, or, the spiritual water. And after that, their healing has happened. Now, this has been there in this universe where there are a lot of alternative methodology. People have been following it, and it's been there. But when we look at our epigenetics, we are once again getting back to the cell function. Now, you just imagine one cell. Do you know one cell? There is this particular Bruce Lipton. This particular person is the one who coined the name epigenetic in 2003 and 2004. And this particular person has been talking about one cell, and he talks about just one cell, how it functions, what are the structures inside, and what it does, all this for a period of nothing less than 2 to 4 hours. He just talks about one cell. You can listen to his videos in the YouTube there, Bruce Lipton. If you put there and then cell biology, you can listen to him. It's amazing, when he can talk about one cell. Now imagine you people are having 50 trillion cells overall. Now imagine 50 trillion cells are doing their own job at their own time or their own, pace of journey. Now, what is that you are supposed to do? As a living organism, what you need to do is you need to support this particular cellular system in terms of epigenetic factors, which needs to be the right. That means you need to feed the right thing to your cell. That is when your cell can do a job. It's like, you buy a car and then the salesman will say, sir, this is your petrol car. And then you're supposed to use petrol, isn't it? Now you just say, no, 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 I want to try something and I will put diesel and try. Means you can try diesel, nothing wrong. What will happen? Your engine will get conked off. That's it. So the same way, what you're not supposed to do, and if you're going on doing the same thing and again, you don't expect your body to be very happily coming and telling, okay, okay, you do your thing, I will give you the best. Never it will happen. You do the wrong thing, it will give back the wrong results. So whatever said and done, at least from today onwards, start living your life with a little bit of common sense, with a little bit of understanding that this beautiful journey as a human being is something not to be taken for granted. You have to take some serious note on this and then start living a life for a purpose as a human being. Now, you can, whatever the purpose is, please follow that. At the end of the day, what my request to every one of you is, you need to live a healthy life. Just imagine, if you are living a healthy life, you're not taking any medications, no drugs. But if you're taking nutraceuticals, it's fine, because nutraceuticals are something which supports your body in terms of helping your cell to become much more healthier. It's fine, absolutely no issues at all. Now, you need to understand that it takes years before you encounter any problem related with your disease. Now, hence, if you're suffering from any disease or discomfort today, your cells are started telling that, okay, I've already changed, and then that's why I'm going to show you this. It can be in terms of a disease, it can be in terms of a discomfort, it can be just a simple back pain, a body pain, it can be a knee joint pain, it can be anything. But your body is telling, look, I am not okay, you better look into what I need to do. But most of us, what we will do, it's a normal phenomena that we just will run to a hospital and then say, doctor, we have specialists. If you have a knee joint pain, you will go to an orthopedic surgeon, and then they will once again do all the investigation. And finally, what they will say, they'll say, oh, early arthritis, or it can be a ligament tear, or it can be a ligament strain. Then the doctor will give you some physiotherapy or some medication. Now, this is all the temporary solutions what they will give you. Now, what is a permanent solution? You get repeatedly the same problem. What you need to do, it is definitely you need to look something beyond at the cellular level. So now, every change that happens at the cellular first, at a subtle, that you will never know that there is some changes happening. You will never know. So when you never know what will happen, one fine day you just have some problem, you just go to a doctor. Like today morning, there was one person calling me and telling, doctor, he just went to the doctor a week ago, and the doctor is telling he's stage 4 liver cancer. Now, how come stage 4 liver cancer is only diagnosed now? But let me tell you, the body would have been speaking to him for the past maybe 6 months to 1 year to 2 years. It would have been speaking to him and telling him, hey, look, take care of me. There is some problem. You people better go and do some blood test or some scanning or something. But this person would have been a busy body wherein he wouldn't have even thought of looking into it. And suddenly one fine day, now he's admitted. Now, the only reason why he went to the hospital was his legs were swollen, and then he went. Now, imagine, leg swelling also doesn't happen overnight. It would have been there. He would have been thinking, okay, maybe I walked a lot, I standing a lot. So that's the reason I'm getting. All this, whatever intelligence we have, let me tell you, sometimes we try to be too much intelligent, and then we think we know everything. But at the end of the day, we land up with a disease. You cannot do anything. So what you need to understand is, your body speaks, you better listen to it. You have to listen to your body before you even look for some problem. Because if you go to a doctor also, they won't be able to pick up the signals of what your body is speaking. But at the cellular level, you should be able to pick up a lot of things. Now, saying that, what happens? What is the next thing we need to do? Your energy fields. Now, this is something very important. It's an epigenetic factor. Your energy fields. How good is your energy? We all talk about positive energy. We talk about the negative energies. How positive are you? Who has checked you? Who has quantified your energy is good? Of course, people will say you have a very good aura. They can say it. Some people can see the aura. But in reality, did you check? Now, this is something very important. This is where I've done a lot of research on this particular topic called the bioenergy of our human beings, almost for 18 years. So this is something, it's my bread and butter. I love the subject called energy. And your thoughts, how do you control your thoughts? It works like a lightning speed. Now when it works at a lightning speed, what happens? You may be sitting with me, but you will be thinking of something else. So here you need to understand that your thoughts needs to be under control. For that, your energy needs to be under control, because these are all factors which affects your gene expression. And finally, you see your cell nutrition plays a very, very important role. So many of us don't even know what kind of food are you eating. And today morning, I saw one very interesting subject where you also will probably would have seen today's news, that roti chana is the world's second best food to be eaten, it seems. I don't understand how come a roti chana in the world, it's not just Malaysia, in the world, it's supposed to be the second best food for the breakfast people are eating. I don't know, because I never recommend anybody to, because I don't eat roti chana because it's made from maida, which is to be thrown in the dustbin, but we all prepare food in that and then we eat, and definitely it affects your health. It will take 8 hours for you to even digest one roti chana. So you just imagine how much of pressure you're putting. You are actually screwing up your own epigenetic expression, and then finally, when problem lands up with colon cancer, with whatever cancer you're talking, then nobody is going to come and give you some medal saying that, okay, you ate this and this is a disease we will gift you. Nobody is going to give you a solution. So please look into, we need to uh, watch what we are eating, and don't get into the social media hype, which people will tell you a lot of things where this is beautiful, that is beautiful. I'm sorry. Let's be very simple. In God's creation, we need to eat a simple food, more of vegetables and fruits, and live a very simple life. Life is beautiful. I'm saying that, for if you see the word healthy itself, there are two words you can look into: heal, die. Now, when your body can heal thyself, that means you're a healthy person. See, for example, you may be a little feverish, you may be a little feverish. Now you just drink water. After some time, your fever goes off. That means you're a healthy person. But if you're a healthy person, if you're unhealthy, what will happen is your fever comes in, it doesn't come down, it just shoots up. What do you need to do? Pop in Panadol. The moment you take Panadol, after some time you'll feel, but once again, after 3, 4 hours, once again the fever comes up. So what happens? Then you run to a clinic. Or now the situation is everybody has started testing COVID. Now I think COVID is once again coming up. So how are you going to handle it? If you're going to be COVID positive, what you're going to do? Once again, quarantine for 5 days and all these things will be there. Now that means if your body cannot heal itself on its own, be it your flu, be it your pain, be it your fever, be it your discomfort, whatever it is, your body should heal. Now, definitely in this situation, I need to share with you that proudly I can tell you I don't have any disease at present, but there are definitely a little bit of metabolic situation which I correct it then and there, and then it goes on changing. I correct it. I'm okay. In fact, in the past 3 weeks, my travel has been so busy that definitely if someone else, definitely they would have fallen, because different types of water I had to drink, different types of food I had to eat. But today I came back Malaysia, I'm okay. I have no issues at all. I'm still running, I'm still walking. Why? I correct my epigenetic factors. I give my body what it needs, and then it body will beautifully say, thank you so much for giving me this wonderful, nutrition. Now, this is what you all need to understand, that you must support the epigenetic pathway of the cell. That is where the three products are coming in, wherein a lot of things I will share a lot of beautiful things, which is, and why am I talking to you all here? So cell health is basically your cell nutrition. What is it? It includes your water, your vitamins, your minerals, your trace elements, your carbohydrates, your proteins, your fats. Per day, you need around 92 minerals, trace elements, vitamins, which includes your carbohydrates, protein, fats. 92, for your health. 92. How much are you eating? I see people telling me, doctor, I'm taking vitamin C. Just one vitamin C you take, you think you can be healthy, is it? No way. You need to look at what factors are deficient, and you need to supply your body with that particular thing without knowing. You can't be just blindly taking, I'm taking B complex, doctor, I'm taking vitamin C, doctor, I'm taking protein. Yeah, you can take everything, but It's like a blindfolded man walking on the street and he thinks that everything is right, but it's going to cause a heavy for your body because your body doesn't need everything. Whatever you're putting in, it doesn't need. It needs only the required nutritional support. So you need to give that. So that is where we come in and we tell you that you need to check what is that epigenetic factor which is affecting your health right now and then correct it. Now, there are a lot of cell environment. It includes your energy, it includes your signaling. I'm talking about cell, one cell. Toxic elements coming inside and going out, the metals, the chemicals, then radiation from outside, from the sun rays, then electromagnetic fields and all these are all coming from your Wi-Fi, your mobile phones, your electric poles outside, your electric wiring, everything is sending the signal. So when you're looking at the cell, basically, it's not only bombarded with all the unfavorable uh, vibrations. What happens when there is an unfavorable air, your cell will start, it will be thinking, what am I doing? Why is all these waves coming in? What should I do? So this is where you need to neutralize it. Neutralizing, it's a big science by itself, and I wouldn't go into the details, but as we go on with our Zoom meetings, I will be able to give you a lot of information and step by step what you need to do and how you need to correct it. So when you're looking at the cell health, the external environment, how is your ambience of your home, ambience of your office? What are the energy clutters? These are all affecting your cell health. Only thing you wouldn't know that it is affecting your cell. The amount of exposure to your environmental factors, your pollution, your pesticides, your stress management, social behavior, interpersonal relationship, everything is all, it is all external factors which affects your cell health. Every cell is a universe by itself. It does affect your cell, but when it collectively, of course, there are a lot of problems you will face. Okay, now, how are you going to recognize, how are you going to find out what is the epigenetic factor? What are the machines available? What are the tests available? So I'll just go into a brief information on these factors and let's go into it. Number one, the first epigenetic factor testing machine is your hair analysis. Imagine your hair bulb. In this particular testing, we pluck your 3 strands of hair, put it on the scanner, and then it goes to Germany, and then it comes back. In fact, the latest Japan, I think Russia and US, these guys are actually picking up the hair sample of the astronauts, and then they are seeing how is the gene expression. And they are doing it on the first day, then the first month, then the second month, the third month. And they have come to know that there are a lot of epigenetic expressions which are totally different. They never expected it, but this is what is happening. So your hair analysis is something which is very, very important to know what are the epigenetic factor affecting your health at this moment, So it is for the moment and for the valid for the next 3 months. So you do a hair testing, you'll know what are the epigenetic factors. Around 114 varieties of epigenetic, it picks up. And imagine this machine is such a high-tech machine. In the world, nobody can copy this machine. It's the only machine available, and it's from Germany. Such a beautiful, and I'm using this machine for the past 8 years, and there are a lot of beautiful things I'm able to experience. So this is number one. Then we go to the number two. Now I have done almost more than 1,000 tests, providing the basis of determining the reasons for your diseases. Basically, epigenetic factors, you can pick up the reason why you are facing that disease, and then how to reverse it or how to assist your body is what we are all looking at. Now, what is the good news is we can pick up the toxic metals, chemicals, radiation. What is your gut bacteria? You don't even know there is a bacteria infected in your gut system. But this hair bulb, the hair analysis, we can pick up the signals, and then what are the food you cannot eat, and what are the vitamins you need, and what are the metabolic changes happening. All these can be seen in the hair analysis. Then we go to the second. This is another bioquantum analyzer I have, and this is something amazing. In the 8 years, I've checked almost around 3,000 people. Amazingly, it's so good that we can pick up the metabolic changes and the diseases well in advance, and then we correct it. So that is where our 3 products comes in, wherein it will be able to place it according to the requirement, and then you get healed. So the test is something where 36 organs can be checked, and then we can see exactly what's happening, and then we find a solution. Now, this is something called oligoscan, which is very accurate in picking up your heavy metals and the minerals which are affected, which are all the epigenetic factors. So this is something very, very important for us to even know if at all you have how much of heavy metal you have, what are the heavy metals you have, poisoning is there inside, is through this machine. Now, other than that, then we have the fourth machine, which is something to do with your microcirculation, where you put your ring finger and then you can see the live circulation, and then we can see with your own eyes how your circulation is, any blocking is there, any flow is reduced, is your blood very thick. All these can be picked up by this fourth testing. And the fifth testing is something I'm excited to share, is your live cell hydration analysis. So we can just check your hydration. How much of water are you drinking? Do you know that 80% of the world population is dehydrated? Something very astonishing. And I was surprised when I picked up this particular machine, and then I started testing 3 years ago, and I started picking up information about water, because hydration means at the end of the day, water. So how much of water you need to drink, what are the properties of water, everything plays an important role. So this is something which I think water is an epigenetic factor. Then finally is your energy fields. So energy fields, I'm proud to share that I've checked almost 30,000 people. There are 24 important findings, and there are 2 new theories I've come up with this beautiful energy. So keeping your energy wider, and you can call it as positive energy, plays a very, very important role in your disease manifestation. And what I noticed was people with good vibration, or the higher the energy, they don't have any disease. This is something very beautiful message I picked up from my research. People with lower frequency, they are more prone for diseases because they will be grumpy, they'll be under stress. All these happens when you're in the low frequency. So vibration plays a. So these are the 6 basic testing you all can do basically to understand the epigenetic factors and then correct it accordingly. So now I've already seen the checking everything, right? Now what we do, we need to go for the solution. See, at the end of the day, you know about epigenetic. How do we check and get the information of epigenetic I showed you? Now you have to finally get on to the solution. That is what is we all are interested in. So when you're talking about solutions, of course, today we are all meeting on this platform where Dato Michael has arranged this, wherein we are talking about the company 3 from US, and then we are talking about the epigenetic factors which are assisted by these nutraceutical products. So this is a company which was launched on the 23rd May 2023, and the company has launched with 6 products. Now, very, very simple, 6 beautiful pillars of wellness. This is what the company has come out with, and then what they felt is with this 6 product, there are a lot of balancing can be done. See, ultimately, it's balancing. Now, why do I have to come here? Because I've been practicing epigenetics now. As a professor and a doctor, I do have some dignity and decorum where I have a class where I have a requirement. Because there are a lot of network marketing companies who talk about the products, but this is the only company, the first time when they came, and Dato Michael had come, and then he's talking about epigenetic, and then he's talking about the proof of this particular product with epigenetic scientific study, what they have done. I said, hey, this is something important. This is something, is it my field? And this is something I need to look into, because at the end of the day, of course, I have been assisting people with the products which whatever I have picked up, and then, but there is something already scientifically proven, means I don't need to prove anything, isn't it? That makes my life much more easier for me to even recommend it to my clients so that they can just pick it up and then they know what it's going to do. So in that way, I'm totally new on this particular product range, but I will share with you the 6 products which has been there in the market from of this beautiful companies. Collagen. Now, collagen forms a very basis of your whole human body structure. You need collagen. You would have seen a lot of advertisement where a lot of people in the past 2-3 years are talking about collagen. You drink collagen. It'll help you in your bodybuilding. It will help you in your vessel. See, as you grow older, your vessel also will lose collagen. The flexibility is lost. That's why you will be able to have a little bit of high blood pressure. And even the body becomes much more stiff if your collagen is less. So we have something wherein we are talking about collagen, which is something beautiful. You take it for 10 days and then your body starts producing something different. I came across and I said, hey, this is all something very, very beautiful and good. Then we go with your immune products. Now there are a lot of immune products available, but here what happens is when you look at the ingredient of it, it is all something to do with boosting up your immune system and your own uh, I would say, protective mechanism of your body is through your immune system. So today, if people are going to say, hey, once again the COVID is coming back, so what? Keep your immune system at the optimal level. Once you keep your optimal level, you will never fall sick. So in that way, if you see, I'm sitting before you in the past 4 to 5 years, I never faced any single day with fever in the past 5 years and never had COVID. Now, why is that? It's because beautifully my body is being balanced with the epigenetic factors. This is where your immune system. So you need to optimize your immune system. So we have the product. Then we have the ethanol product, which is bioavailable with resveratrol, and it definitely they are talking about longevity, and it neutralizes your free radical damage, and the phytonutrients is protective against the ultraviolet damages. So this is something beautiful, and it contains glutathione. Glutathione is a mother of antioxidant, which plays a very, very important role in your free radical damage. It has to support with your free radical damage. So in that way, all the products, whatever we are talking there also supports your, and the beautiful thing, what I notice is the combination of the, whatever the ingredients we are talking, or I can call it as epigenetic factors, is something very, very amazing. And I think the company would have done a lot of research in combination to put this, bring down this combination, and then, give us this product to be consumed directly. So we don't need to go into the research part of it. Then we have something called purify, is basically detoxifying. See, as I told you, in one of the epigenetic factor is toxic metals, toxic, it can be chemicals. So we need to go on detoxifying. So this is where we have something to assist our body to detoxify naturally and go into a healthy mode. Then for your vitality, we have the product called Vitalite, and then Revive is something to do with your supporting your joints, your muscle stiffness. All these are all related with each. So what we will do is probably in the next few weeks when we are coming back with the Zoom meetings, I would be able to go individually and give you more information, and then we will be able to share more of, I would say, scientific evidences as to how it works, and what it does for your body and how it can help. Individually we can look into it. Now I was more interested in when Dato came and told me that, hey doc, this particular product is in the PDR, the physician desk reference manual, which is there in US. So that means this particular product should go through all the research, should go through all the paper presentation in the journals, and it should be satisfy the committee down there in the physician desk for them to take it as a supportive supplement to be put inside, so that doctors can prescribe this particular product without any issues. That's something very beautiful. Now, I was thinking maybe there will be one product or maybe two products which is already put it in the physician desk reference. But I was surprised when Dato said, hey, doctor, all the 6 products are all in the physician. Now, this is something very beautiful, that the company has taken all the responsibility to see to that everything is done perfectly to our requirement and for the market, so that we don't question them. We don't have to worry about the quality. We don't to worry about their supply chain, and we don't need to worry about the backup of scientific data for it. So it has. So that's where I also felt, wow, this is something beautiful. And the most beautiful for me as a medical doctor is the epigenetic clinical study which they have done, and they have all the papers with them, black and white. Now, what more can you ask? And they have proven that the absorption is almost how many times? 3 times, 30%, to even 9 times, 95% of the absorption is much, much better of this product compared to the other products what is available in the market. So what's our problem when this particular products are so high quality with the high bioavailability, I don't think we should have any reason for us to stand behind and then watch whether this product is good or not. We should be able to consume it directly and then start moving forward in our journey of life to make ourselves much more healthier. So saying that epigenetics is going to be the future, whether we like it or not, it is going to be the future. And for you and me as a human being, when we are all going to age, very gracefully, we need to support externally and through nutritionally and through nutraceutical support. Now, this is where the three products come in. It is called the nutraceutical product. But the good news for you is there are a lot of nutraceutical products available, and there are thousands of companies which sell nutraceutical products. But here we have a company where they have proven scientifically, they have done a clinical study, and they have a black and white paper to show you that it works and it is scientific and it is backed up with science. So evidence-based nutraceutical is something you and I, for us, it makes life easy for us to when we pick up this product. So with that, definitely our body, mind, and soul needs to be in balance. So when these are all in balance, we all can live a fantastic, healthy lifestyle. And this is where our three company comes in, and this is where the products comes in, and this is where we all can walk with a pride saying that we all can correct it epigenetically. So saying that until I come back and see you again, wishing you all a wonderful week ahead. And I think this is a wake-up call for those who are sleeping, thinking that, I want to see whether the company is really there, the company is going to need backup, all, and whether epigenetics is going to be the future or not. Stop looking into all. We need to be healthy and we need to move forward. So saying this, thank you very much. And thank you, Dato Michael, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be here with you all to share this information on epigenetic. And I hope you all would have picked up some information in this, whatever 35 to 45 minutes I have spoken. So thank you very much. And then back to you, Dato, for further whatever. Thank you and have
All
a
right.
wonderful.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhu. I think we learned so much from epigenetic. First, only I know there's on switch on button and things like that, but I didn't know was so much. And we also learned not only epigenetic, but how to keep ourselves body healthy and what are the wake up calls and the science, for us to wake up, how we develop into problem because our body will tell us, but without knowing that. So through your explanation, and you're already on time. He told me he'll take about 45 minutes to 50 minutes, and exactly he did it on time. Thank you, Dr. Prabhu, because I gave him a very short time because he was in a way in India, actually. He took his time to what do you call, to slot in despite the busy schedule he has. I said, no, doctor, you must, this December must do it because year-end people want to hear about this epigenetic. I'm sure those of you out there, you have learned so much. We may just open to one or two questions depending on how long it takes. If not, then we have one, two questions. We open to the floor. Anybody got anything to ask regarding epigenetic so that Dr. Prabhu here today can address to that? Anybody? We open to the floor.
I think everybody is so excited and the information they collected, I think for them, there won't be any question because they understood the basic concept of what it is. It's good actually. Because
Definitely.
I normally, Mike, whenever I give my presentation, I'll make it so simple that everybody understands. It should be a common man's message.
Correct.
And it should convey the message. See, at the end of the day, it should convey the message.
Definitely, I truly agree. Dr. Prabhu, you have done a very good job. Nobody asking any question means everybody understood you very, very well. But don't worry, Dr. Prabhu will be back again. He'll go detail more and more things about, but he's specialized because I got to know him when he heard that our company got the specialized in epigenetic. He said not many, not say not many, none actually in the market that got epigenetic. Because of that, although with his busy schedule and such a successful, and now he's become a professor, even busier, but he's still coming to this to do the sharing because he has been dealing with epigenetic for the last 8 years. So he really did, like for us, Dr. Dan, everything about science and molecule and things like that. For Dr. Prabhu, is all epigenetic for the last 8 years. So nobody, thank you very much, everybody. I will see you, and we will see Dr. Prabhu again in time to come. Thank you very much, Dr. Prabhu, for your time. We really appreciate it. We learned so
Thank you.
much from you. Thank you. Okay,
Good
good night, everyone. We hope to see you again soon. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhu.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Okay, good night. Good night. Yes.
Bye bye.
Pauline will come. Go. Okay, good night. All right. Okay, bye.